Welcome to Courtship and Marriage with Mrs. O. Today, I'll be talking about how to communicate with your spouse without fighting. If you've ever wondered if it's possible for couples to never fight, then please watch this episode and don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe for more. Now, some people say that if a couple never fights, it means one of them is a doormat. Other people have the opinion, or maybe they have the subconscious belief that fighting is an evidence of genuine love. That is, you're fighting because there is something worth fighting for. When I was younger, I used to watch this Mexican soap that was titled When You Are Mine. I was fascinated by the love between Diego and Paloma. It was hot-blooded. It involved a lot of drama and fights. Maybe I just wanted somebody that would fight for me like that. Thankfully, as I grew older, I learned from real-life examples of lasting love that true love doesn't have to be filled with fight or drama. True love is patient and kind. It doesn't have to be restless and harsh. True love is stable, reliable. It's not here today, there tomorrow. Neighbors don't have to be privy to loud fights, then loud makeup sex. You can have a love that is exciting without it being annoying or insulting. And you don't have to be a doormat to have that kind of love. That is exactly what I want to talk about today. How to communicate with your spouse and feel heard and acknowledged without having to resort to raised voices, yelling, insults, name calling, and all of that drama. The first thing is that it begins with you. A fight-free marriage begins with you. Say that to yourself if need be. It takes two to fight. So if you don't want to fight, you have to decide that no matter the provocation, if any, you will not fight. It's impossible for your spouse not to hurt you or offend you because we are all humans and we are prone to errors. But it is very possible for you to decide and ensure that your feelings don't translate, your hurt feelings don't translate into fights. You cannot control your spouse's actions, but you have the responsibility, the full responsibility of controlling your own reactions. Therefore, a fight-free marriage, a peaceful marriage begins with you. The second thing is that you have to sort through your feelings first. The best thing to do when you are hurt or offended is to find a spot to calm down. Personally, the bathroom is my favorite spot. I mean, nobody questions what you're doing in there. So take a few minutes alone, say a silent prayer, ask for grace, ask the Holy Spirit to help you control yourself or the situation. Sing a song, cry if you must, play music on your phone, whatever you need to do to just sort through your feelings, calm yourself down, process all that is going on. The best way to prevent your feelings from getting the better of you is to sort through them privately first. The third thing is to be slow to speak. James chapter 1 verse 19 says, "So then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath." Even when you simply disagree with something your spouse is saying, you don't have to speak at that moment. First of all, think before you talk. Is this something you should weigh in on? Will saying something about this make any difference? Will saying something at this time be helpful to my spouse? Or is it just my silence and support that they need? These are some of the questions that should run through your mind before you open your mouth to speak about issues. Actually thinking before you talk is a good way to prevent fights. In my marriage, I've learned that when I take the time to think before I speak on a matter, sometimes I don't even have to speak about it at all before my spouse makes the necessary adjustments. And even when I have to speak, I'm able to more clearly communicate my needs and preferences and seek a logical solution that we can both agree on instead of just venting out my odd feelings that will most likely lead to a fight. So, not every issue needs to be spoken about immediately. Sometimes, waiting to think on a matter before you speak gives you clarity of thoughts and opinions and choice of words. When you wait, you may realize that the issue is not really an issue, or you may realize what you also contribute to the issue. The fourth thing is to speak for peace. You are not at war with your spouse, or at least you shouldn't be. Your spouse is not your enemy. Whatever the issue may be, is just an expression of your differences. Therefore, when you speak, choose words that will enhance peace and seek solutions. This will be easier to do if you are first of all taking time to calm yourself down and to sort through your feelings. So use words that will communicate your displeasure without actually accusing or condemning your spouse. For example, when you say, "This is how I feel about the situation," you will have a different effect as opposed to when you say, "You always do this," or you never do that. So try to choose words that will communicate your displeasure without judging or condemning or unnecessarily accusing the other person. And when you speak, give your spouse the opportunity to respond as well. The fourth thing is that stay calm. No matter the situation, stay calm. If step 1, 2, 3, and 4 fails and your spouse still resorts to yelling and insults, stay calm and go back to step 1. That is, realize that it begins with you. It begins with me. A peaceful marriage begins with you. Therefore, go back to step 1 again. Make that realization, and step 2, step 3, step 4. Change in people hardly ever occurs overnight. It might take a while for this system of communicating to take root, especially if you've been used to having fights before. So this is what I have for you today on this channel. Don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe, and above all, take heed to the message that you're hearing. Have a wonderful time. God bless you.